and for the second Saturday of January 2026. A few stray thoughts, and a few general remarks, and a few points of view, by way of a roundup of the week. All my own musings.
My thoughts on the events of the week. The week was full of nauseating, disgusting events. You need to be a die-hard optimist not to puke.
It's Tamasha in West Bengal. Raids on IPAC by ED triggered protests. TMC workers stormed the High Court, forcing the judge to leave.
ED raid IPAC. TMC protests. A political controversy erupted over Enforcement Directorate raids on the office and residence of Indian Political Action Committee IPAC Chief Pratik Jain in Kolkata, as several Trinamool Congress leaders protested outside Home Minister Amit Shah's office in Delhi. As the protest blew up, cops also got involved and Moitra was seen being carried by police personnel while being detained. Shame, 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 yelled Moitra, as she condemned the police action and vowed that her party would win the upcoming assembly elections in West Bengal.
আমাদের লোকতান্ত্রিক অধিকার আমরা ওখানে বসে কালকে রেডের প্রোটেস্ট করছিলাম এরা দিল্লি পুলিশকে এনে আমাদের টেনে হিচড়ে কিভাবে বাসে করে অ্যারেস্ট করে নিয়ে যাচ্ছে সারা বাংলার লোক সারা ভারতবর্ষের লোক দেখুন এদের বুকের পাটা নেই আমি তো বলবো এরা বেগুনের বাচ্চা এরা যদি বাঘের বাচ্চা দেখতে চান তো টিএমসি কি দেখুন বিজেপি হলো বেগুনের বাচ্চা টিএমসি হলো বাঘের বাচ্চা দেখে যান আপনারা বাংলা
Several Trinamool MPs on Friday staged a protest against the Enforcement Directorate raids conducted at the office of the political consultancy firm IPAC in Kolkata on Thursday. Party MPs, including Derek O'Brien, Satabdi Roy, Mahua Moitra, Kiti Azad, and others had gathered outside Shah's office, raising slogans against him. Meanwhile, the Trinamool Congress moved the Calcutta High Court against the ED raids at the office of political consultancy firm IPAC and the residence of its chief here, seeking restraint on misuse and dissemination of documents seized during the search operations. The ruling party in West Bengal, in its petition, alleged that the ED seized sensitive and confidential political data meant for the TMC's use in the upcoming assembly elections, in a display of arbitrary, malafide, and colorable exercise of power. Sources told India Today that the ED's searches were related to a money laundering case, and the proceeds of crime were traced to IPAC. The ED has alleged that proceeds from the alleged Bengal coal scam case were given to IPAC for its work in the 2022 Goa Assembly elections for the TMC.
घड़ा भर गया ये तो होना था हो गया
ED raid on IPAC, political showdown between Mamata and BJP.
ED raid on IPAC sparks a political showdown between Mamata Banerjee and BJP in West Bengal. Mamata Banerjee says crucial data relating to Trinamool Congress strategy document and candidate list was taken away by the ED.
3 months before assembly elections in West Bengal, the Enforcement Directorate raided the residence and the office of IPAC. The residence of the chief of IPAC, Pratik Jain, was raided. The IPAC, as everybody knows, is the political arm of the Trinamool Congress. The ED, however, says that they were conducting these raids in connection with the coal smuggling scam.
उसका फॉरेंसिक टीम आया था उन्होंने ट्रांसफर कुछ किया लेकिन क्या वो बोलता है अभी जो है वो बोलते हैं हम नहीं किया लेकिन हम देखते हैं हमारा हार्ड डिस्क ले लिया हमारा फाइनेंशियल पेपर ले लिया हमारा पॉलिटिकल पेपर ले लिया
The infiltration of Bengal, it has become a disaster now, and resulting in which, sir, you will see India government bolbe, ami bolte pari na. কিন্তু আমি এটুকু বলতে পারি, অসহায় মানুষ যদি বাংলায় দরজা খটখটানি করে আমরা তাদের আশ্রয় নিশ্চয়ই দেব। তার কারণ এটা ইউনাইটেড নেশনসের একটা রেজুলেশন আছে, কেউ যদি রিফিউজি হয়ে যায়।
ED raids, what the law says.
Did Mamata Banerjee cross the red line during ED's IPAC search operation? What law says? What the ED is alleging. According to submissions made by the Enforcement Directorate before the Calcutta High Court, search teams were conducting operations, peacefully and professionally, on January 8th at IPAC's Salt Lake office in Kolkata, and at the residence of its co-founder Pratik Jain. The ED has alleged that its lawful search operations were obstructed, and that potential evidence was taken away during the Chief Minister's intervention, a charge that Mamata has denied, terming the raids politically motivated and an attempt to seize Trinamool Congress's internal election data. Both parties have moved the Calcutta High Court. What the law allows the ED to do. Search and seizure powers of the ED are governed by Section 17 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Under this provision, the agency is authorized to enter and search any premises where it has reason to believe that proceeds of crime or relevant records are kept. The provision also empowers the ED to seize documents, records and property relevant to the investigation, besides conducting searches in the presence of two independent witnesses.
A punchnama, or a detailed inventory of the search, must be prepared and signed by the witnesses, and a seizure memo must record all items taken into custody. Once seized, the material remains under the lawful custody of the agency, subject to judicial oversight. Can seized material be taken back during a raid? Legal experts say no individual, including a constitutional authority, has the right to remove documents or devices once a lawful search is in progress, unless permitted by the searching authority or directed by a court. Supreme Court rulings have also consistently held that persons whose premises are searched are entitled to a list of seized items, and that copies of documents may be provided at appropriate stages. However, custody of the seized material must remain intact to preserve evidentiary integrity. Interference during a search could potentially attract provisions relating to obstruction of public servants and interference with investigation, depending on facts established.
And in Sandeshkhali, West Bengal, cops were attacked. 6 are critically injured. Like, in Maharashtra, BJP allied with Congress and AIMIM in to places to grab power. Later, it retreated. Pathetic politics.
BJP has formed an alliance with the AIMIM in Akot Nagar Palika, and the BJP shockingly has formed an alliance with none other than the Congress party for the Ambarnath Nagar. Now, this is an unexpected political realignment that has now, taken place in Maharashtra. As far as the Ambarnath Municipal Council is concerned, where the BJP has joined hands with none other than the Congress party to secure power, sidelining the Shiv Sena headed by the Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde.
कांग्रेस मुक्त भारत का सपना हिंदुस्तान का कांग्रेस मुक्त भारत होना है। कांग्रेस मुक्त भारत ये मेरा स्लोगन नहीं है, मैं तो महात्मा गांधी जी की इच्छा पूरी कर रहा हूँ।
गांधी जी का सपना पूरा करते करते शायद मोदी जी की पार्टी ये भूल गई कि उन्हें कांग्रेस मुक्त भारत बनाना था, ना कि उसी कांग्रेस के साथ दोस्ती करनी थी। जी हाँ, महाराष्ट्र की राजनीति में वो हुआ है जिसकी कल्पना शायद दुनिया में किसी ने ना की हो। बीजेपी और कांग्रेस एक साथ, बीजेपी और ओवैसी की एमआईएम पार्टी एक साथ। तो हुआ यूं कि मुंबई के अंबरनाथ महानगर पालिका के इलेक्शंस में बीजेपी अपने महायुति के अलायंस पार्टनर शिवसेना शिंदे के अगेंस्ट लड़ रही थी। शिंदे की शिवसेना को 27 सीट मिली, वही बीजेपी को 14, कांग्रेस को 12 और अजीत पवार गुट को 4। लेकिन बीजेपी को शिवसेना शिंदे को किसी भी हालत में सत्ता से दूर रखना था, इसलिए बीजेपी के 14, कांग्रेस के 12 और अजीत पवार गुट के 4 कॉर्पोरेटर्स एक साथ आए और उन्होंने बना डाली अंबरनाथ विकास आघाड़ी। ये खबर जैसे ही सोशल मीडिया पर वायरल हो गई, बीजेपी के देवेंद्र फडणवीस और कांग्रेस के कई सीनियर लीडर्स ने स्टेटमेंट दिया कि ये अलायंस उनके मर्जी के अगेंस्ट बनाया गया है और ये अनएक्सेप्टेबल नहीं है।
इस प्रकार से अगर लोकल लोगों ने कांग्रेस के साथ वहां पर अलायंस किया होगा तो मैं इसको गलत कहता हूं, ये नहीं होना चाहिए।
कांग्रेस ने इसके खिलाफ एक स्ट्रांग स्टैंड लिया और उन 12 कॉर्पोरेटर्स को सस्पेंड कर दिया। कहा कि उन्हें आइडियोलॉजी के साथ कॉम्प्रोमाइज करना बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है, उसके लिए शायद सत्ता हो या ना हो। वही बीजेपी ने दूसरी ओर कार्रवाई करना तो छोड़, उन 12 कॉर्पोरेटर्स को बीजेपी में ही शामिल कर लिया और सत्ता बना ली। तो अंबरनाथ के इस इंसिडेंट से देश भर में क्या संदेश गया कि कांग्रेस इज विलिंग टू गिव अप पावर फॉर द सेक ऑफ आइडियोलॉजी। वही बीजेपी दूसरी ओर, जो कि वर्ल्ड लार्जेस्ट पॉलिटिकल पार्टी है, लोकसभा, राज्यसभा, 15 स्टेट्स, छोटे मोटे सारे इलेक्शंस, लोकल बॉडीज में सत्ता में है, बट वो एक नगर परिषद की सत्ता भी नहीं छोड़ पाए। दोस्तों, एक टाइम था 25 साल पहले जब सिर्फ एक सीट की वजह से बीजेपी की सरकार गिर गई थी। जी हाँ, 1999 में अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी को प्रधानमंत्री पद से इस्तीफा देना पड़ा क्योंकि ट्रस्ट वोट में वो सिर्फ एक वोट से हार गए। और हार के बावजूद अटल जी ने जो कहा, वो आज बीजेपी के हर एक लीडर, सपोर्टर, वर्कर और वोटर को सुनना और समझना भी चाहिए।
सत्ता का खेल तो चलेगा, सरकारें आएंगी जाएंगी, पार्टियां बनेगी बिगड़ेंगी, मगर ये देश रहना चाहिए, इस देश का लोकतंत्र अमर रहना चाहिए।
Like, I am glad Ankita Bhandari murder case is being investigated. Was BJP's Dushyant Gautam the kingpin? Hang the guilty.
न्यायपालिका पे आस्था रखते हुए हमने न्यायालय में अपनी अपील की थी। बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है कि अंकिता भंडारी केस के अंदर, जो हमारी बेटी के समान है, 3.5 साल बाद भी बार बार उसका नाम लेकर अपनी राजनीतिक रोटियां सेकने का काम कांग्रेस, आम आदमी पार्टी, यूकेडी लोग, सभी लोग कर रहे थे।
कानूनी कार्रवाई अपने स्तर पर चलती रहेगी। उसमें दिल्ली हाईकोर्ट का भी निर्णय आया है, यहाँ भी एसआईटी जांच कर रही है और हम अन्य भी जो कानूनी जरूरी चीजें हैं उस पर हम पूरी तरह से विमर्श कर रहे हैं और विमर्श करने के बाद उस पर हम अपने स्तर से जो सरकार के स्तर पर निर्णय लेना है, जो अंकिता के माता पिता का जो हमको कहा है उस पर हम निर्णय लेंगे, लेकिन कानूनी कार्रवाई अपनी तरफ चलती रहेगी। हाँ, यह है कि जिसके कारण से प्रदेश का पिछले 15 दिनों से ज्यादा समय तक समय बर्बाद हुआ है, राज्य की इतनी सारी योजनाएं चल रही थी, लोगों को उससे भ्रमित करने का काम हुआ है, लोगों को रोकने का काम हुआ है, कहीं न कहीं किसी न किसी प्रकार से अवरोध पैदा करने का काम हुआ है, तो उन्हें उत्तराखंड की जनता से माफी मांगनी चाहिए, जो भी जिम्मेदार लोग हैं।
You are watching Sanglikar's Weekly. Like, demolitions in Bangalore evoked protests from P. Vijayan, Kerala Chief Minister.
Well, the Karnataka government is taking strong measures to resolve the Kogilu demolition issue. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has announced that evictees from illegal sheds will be allotted alternative homes starting the 1st of January. He emphasized that action will be taken against officials in the Revenue Department and civic officials who allowed encroachments, noting that such illegal activities cannot happen without the authorities' knowledge. CPM MP John Brittas hit out at Karnataka Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister, saying Kerala cannot remain mum over bulldozer justice. Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar defended government's stance, stressing that demolition was aimed at protecting government properties and preventing illegal occupation. He reiterated that alternative arrangements would be made for eligible victims with proper verification of residence. Now the bulldozer justice in Karnataka barb by Kerala Chief Minister Vijayan has turned into a full-blown political war. D.K. Shivkumar has slammed Vijayan for interfering in local matters, while Vijayan's party slammed DKS and said that Karnataka is not a fiefdom that people cannot make comments about.
Thackeray 2.0. Uddhav, Raj unveil Vachan Nam for BMC polls, push Marathi mayor pitch. What happened at Sena Bhavan? Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray jointly unveiled their manifesto, Vachan Nam, for the upcoming BMC elections. The launch was held at Shiv Sena Bhavan, marking Raj Thackeray's return to the venue after nearly 2 decades. The manifesto cover featured the Thackeray cousins alongside Shiv Sena founder Balasaheb Thackeray. Thackeray 2.0. Uddhav, Raj unveil Vachan Nam for BMC polls, push Marathi mayor pitch. Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray jointly unveiled their manifesto, Vachan Nam, for the upcoming BMC elections. The launch was held at Shiv Sena Bhavan, marking Raj Thackeray's return to the venue after nearly 2 decades. The manifesto cover featured the Thackeray cousins alongside Shiv Sena founder Balasaheb Thackeray.
Well, in Mumbai, the political temperature has only been rising ahead of January 15th civic body elections. Coming together to fight the local body polls, the estranged Thackeray cousin brothers released a joint manifesto throwing a challenge to the ruling BJP in the state. The joint manifesto by the Shiv Sena UBT MNS NCP SP was released at the Shiv Sena Bhavan on Sunday. Incidentally, it even marked MNS chief Raj Thackeray's return to the venue after nearly 2 decades, following a political reunion with cousin Uddhav Thackeray, who heads the Shiv Sena UBT faction. Some of the key promises in the manifesto include a monthly allowance of 1500 rupees for domestic helps and women from Koli fishing community, 100 units of free electricity for households and property tax waiver for homes up to 700 square feet. The alliance also pledged 100,000 affordable houses in the next 5 years, financial aid for youths, interest-free loans, cheaper bus fares, 5 new medical colleges as well as education reforms apart from other civic initiatives.
Maharashtra municipal elections. Maharashtra civic polls. 68-foot candidates set for unopposed victories, set to invoke 2014 directive before declaring them elected. The State Election Commission would follow the December 2014 directive issued by then State Election Commissioner Nand Lal for handling unopposed wins for the municipal corporation elections, where over 60 candidates from 29 corporations are likely to be elected unopposed, said a senior SEC official. With elections scheduled for January 15, 2026, commissioners are expected to submit their reports promptly after thorough inquiries, the official added. This development comes as the state prepares for elections to 29 municipal corporations on January 15, where 15,931 candidates are contesting 2,869 seats across 893 wards. While most contests are multi-cornered, the number of unopposed candidates reflects areas where political agreements or lack of opposition have led to single-candidate races. JNU protests.
Like, I am happy Supreme Court denied bail to Khalid Omar and Sharjeel Imam, but granted bail to their 5 colleagues. The duo caused Delhi riots and openly canvassed secession. Like, Supreme Court order on denial of bail to the duo resulted in JNU erupting. Do they really teach in JNU? Just a naive doubt.
JNU warns students over slogan row. JNU warned of strict action after slogans were raised against PM Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah during a campus protest. The university said an FIR has been lodged and the administration will act against those raising objectionable slogans. JNU stressed that campuses cannot become laboratories of hate despite the right to free speech. The slogans were raised during a protest outside Sabarmati Hostel. The protest followed the Supreme Court's denial of bail to Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam. JNU warned of suspension, expulsion, or permanent debarment for students involved. Let the warning be implemented. The JNU administration lodged an FIR and warned that the university could not be allowed to turn into what it called laboratories of hate. Protesting student representatives disputed the university's claims and defended the slogans as ideological dissent. While acknowledging that freedom of speech and expression is a fundamental right, the administration asserted that violence, unlawful conduct, or anti-national activity would not be tolerated, adding that those found responsible could face suspension, expulsion, or permanent debarment. Madurai Deepam Row, High Court rejects DMK plea, backs devotees' rights.
In a crushing blow to the Stalin government and in a big win for Hindu outfits, the Madras High Court has rejected the state government's petition blocking the lighting of the Deepam atop the Thiruparankundaram in Madurai. The court said that the ancient Deepathon sits on the Devasthanam temple land and upheld the devotees' right to light the Deepam. The High Court slammed the DMK government, saying that peace can't be breached unless it is state-sponsored, and warning that the state should not stoop for political goals. It also accused the administration of attempting to pit two communities against each other and labelled the Waqf Board's claim on the land as mischievous. The bench stressed that the government is responsible for public peace and concluded with a message for all: let there be light, not fight. The controversy arose over whether the Kartigai Deepam could be lit near a dargah, with the DMK citing law and order fears, a claim that the court dismissed as baseless. Justice G.R. Swaminathan, who delivered the earlier single-judge verdict approving the Deepam, had said that he hoped to light the lamp himself one day. The opposition hailed the High Court decision, calling out the DMK for blatant misuse of power and urging the government to respect the rule of law.
Kidney racket in Tamil Nadu.
The Tamil Nadu police has busted a kidney racket. Their labourers, they were lured into selling their kidneys, and the Tamil Nadu health minister has now ordered a probe. In fact, a 52-year-old broker is being hunted by authorities. The state's health minister has ordered a probe into this entire incident.
An investigation has now been ordered to be done by the project director of the health department after Tamil television channel alerted about the possible kidney sale racket. Based on that, and also on the basis of depositions by a few workers in the textile industry in Namakkal district, the police have registered a case and investigation is underway.
Special intensive revision in Uttar Pradesh. As many as 2.89 crore voters, who made up 18.70% of the total electorate in Uttar Pradesh, were removed from the draft electoral rolls after the special intensive revision of voter rolls. The state has topped the list of voter deletions in the country after the initial phase of special intensive revision. According to Chief Electoral Officer Navdeep Rinwa, the remaining 12.55 crore voters out of the total 15.44 crore listed earlier have made it to the draft voter list. The draft electoral roll now contains 12.55 crore voters and covers all 75 districts and 403 assembly constituencies of the state, he said at a press conference. Like, market shrank and reacted sharply to Trump threats, but economy was projected to expand at 7.4%. Good news.
India's economy refuses to slow down. 7.4% growth on the cards. What GDP numbers say? India's economy is projected to grow 7.4% in FY 2025-26. Sharply higher than the 6.5% growth recorded the previous year. Services emerged as the main growth engine, with finance, real estate, professional services and public administration leading the expansion. Manufacturing and construction activity picked up pace, while agriculture delivered moderate growth after a strong crop outlook.
What is driving the momentum? Consumption and investment remained firm, with private spending and capital formation both posting solid growth. Central bank assessments showed rural demand stayed strong, urban demand recovered steadily, and private investment gained traction. While exports faced pressure from weak global demand, low inflation, reform measures, and accommodative policy conditions supported overall growth.
The fall of the rupee.
Rupee declines to 89.94 against the US dollar. The rupee fell 7 paise to settle at 89.94 against the US dollar, weighed down by a host of factors, including higher crude oil prices, foreign fund outflows, and a stronger greenback. The apprehension of any further tariffs by the US and weak sentiments at the domestic equity markets further pressured the local unit,
Forex traders said. India faces big trouble on its exports if the US increases tariffs by even 10 bps, as sentimentally it changes from a deal in pipeline to back to square one. US Ambassador-designate Sergio Gore, who takes charge on January 12, 2026, has said ending India's Russian oil imports is a top priority. Ahead of US ambassador arrival, Trump okays 500% tariff bill on Russian oil, withdraws from India-led ISA. India faced double pressure over energy from US President Donald Trump's decisions to back a bill mandating up to 500% tariffs on countries buying Russian oil, and to withdraw the US from the India-led International Solar Alliance, ISA, amongst dozens of other international organizations.
Breaking news, next news item, oh, it's breaking fast.
क्या एक फोन कॉल का सवाल था?
India-US trade pact delayed as Modi avoids call with Trump, says Lutnick. India's trade pact with the United States was delayed because Prime Minister Narendra Modi did not make a telephone call to President Donald Trump to close the deal they were negotiating, U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said, according to a Reuters report. Lutnick told the All In podcast, a U.S. business and technology show hosted by venture capitalists, that the agreement was all set up, but required Modi to call Trump to finalize it. And they were uncomfortable doing it, Lutnick said, adding, so Modi didn't call, read the Reuters report. India's Trade Ministry did not immediately respond to an emailed request for comment on Lutnick's remarks, Reuters said. The news agency also reported, citing an Indian government official involved in the talks, that New Delhi and Washington were very close to a deal last year, but a communication breakdown led to the collapse of the pact.
Negotiate the contracts and set the whole deal up. But let's be clear, it's his deal.
Yeah.
Okay? He's the closer. He does the deal. So I said, you got to have Modi. It's all set up. You have to have Modi call the president. And they were uncomfortable doing it. So Modi didn't call.
Wow.
So that Friday left. In the middle of the next week, we did Indonesia, the Philippines, right? Vietnam. We announced a whole bunch of deals.
Malaysia in that period.
So we did these whole bunch of deals. So that's like,
that staircase.
And they were and because we negotiated them and assumed India was going to be done before them, I had negotiated them at a higher rate. So now the problem is the deals came out at a higher rate.
Right.
And then India calls back and says, oh, okay, we're ready. I said, ready for what?
High-ass tariffs make Indian exports less competitive, while American companies face challenges expanding in India. The lack of clarity is also weighing on investor sentiment, as markets look for stability in trade relations.
Like, I am told FDA is contemplating a warning sign for pickles. Too much oil is not good for health and nation. The FDA wants to put warning labels on the front of food packages. Your food could soon come with a warning label. Under a new rule proposed by the Food and Drug Administration, food manufacturers would be required to put new labels on the front of packages flagging key nutrition information on salt, added sugar and saturated fat. The administration sees the labels helping consumers make healthier choices, following an increase in diet-related health problems such as type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Like, do you know that Joho founder Sridhar Vembu is embroiled in divorce battle in USA? A US court has asked Vembu to give a bond for rupees 15,300 crores. Crazy.
Oscar Club. Desi Cinema breaks into Oscars Club. 2 Indian films in Best Picture race.
Kantara, A Legend Chapter 1, and Tanva the Great have entered the Oscars 2026 Best Picture consideration list. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has included both films among 201 eligible feature films. The final Academy Award nominations will be announced on January 22nd.
Why they made the cut. The titles cleared eligibility rules related to theatrical releases and Academy inclusion standards. Both films met at least 2 of the Academy's 4 representation and inclusion standards. They completed qualifying theatrical runs in 10 of the top 50 US markets within 45 days of release.
Like, film Dhurandhar has become highest grosser ever. Wow!
And Dhurandhar has completed a successful month-long run at the box office, continues to dominate, outperforming several new releases. The Aditya Dhar directed film has created history by becoming the highest-grossing Indian film of all time in a single language. According to Jio Studios, the movie, released only in Hindi, has earned 1,240 crore rupees worldwide. This is the latest that we're getting for you, the spy thriller that has made history here.
Vijay's Jana Nayagan movie. Censor dispute delays Pongal release.
Actor Thalapathy Vijay, his last film Jananayagan, has hit a roadblock. It seems like the censor board hasn't cleared it yet. Madras High Court has now reserved its order on the censor certification dispute involving actor-politician Vijay's film Jananayagan, making its proposed January release now unlikely. The film, scheduled for Pongal release, has not yet received certification from the Central Board of Film Certification. According to submissions before the court, the CBFC's examining committee raised objections to the film. The producers agreed to make 27 cuts. However, the dispute now still has escalated to a point where they've refused to release or clear his film 2 days before its release. Despite these changes that the producers have made, the film has not been granted a certificate. It was stated that one member of the examining committee of the certification board has raised objections, following which the film was not referred to a revising committee.
Confusion ही confusion है, solution कुछ पता नहीं। होड़ घुमाओ, सीढ़ी बजा के कौन भैया आवेश में।
ICC responds to Bangladesh's security concerns ahead of T20 World Cup 2026. The Bangladesh Cricket Board confirmed it has received a formal response from the ICC addressing security concerns for the 2026 T20 World Cup in India. The ICC reiterated its commitment to ensuring Bangladesh's full and uninterrupted participation in the tournament. BCB categorically denied media reports claiming the ICC issued an ultimatum threatening forfeiture of points.
ICC open to discussions. No venue changes for now. The ICC stated it has received no actionable or credible security inputs warranting relocation of Bangladesh's matches from India. Bangladesh is scheduled to play Group C matches in Kolkata against West Indies, Italy, and England, followed by a game against Nepal in Mumbai. The BCB said it will continue constructive engagement with the ICC to ensure player safety and well-being during the tournament.
Like, renowned ecologist Dr. Madhav Gadgil, 83, passed away. He was a professor at Harvard, Stanford and Berkeley universities but chose to return to India to work. A sad exit.
India has just lost one of its greatest environmental champions. Madhav Gadgil, at 83, the man who fought to save the Western Ghats. But he wasn't just an ecologist. He was the man who warned India, years in advance, about ecological disasters in the Western Ghats waiting to happen. His most notable contribution was the Gadgil Report on the Western Ghats, which recommended declaring 64% of the region as ecologically sensitive areas to prevent harmful activities such as mining and deforestation. The report was rejected, but nature proved him right. Events like the 2018 Kerala floods echoed exactly what Gadgil had warned about. In recognition of his lifelong work, he received the United Nations Champions of the Earth Award in 2024, along with India's Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan. Madhav Gadgil is gone, but his warning still stands.
And finally, let me end by quoting great writer Franz Kafka. An idiot is an idiot. Two idiots are two idiots. But 10,000 idiots make a political party.
Lazy Bee. The 10th of January, 2026.
Part 2 follows.